Welcome. Bust a nut.
The porn names.
Buddy. So, yeah, thanks the beach for our intro. Little colorful name. And hey, that was better than the first one. You guys saw the one that he was going to put. And I said a negative. I thought it was too far. But he's like, all right, I'm going to try to see how far I can. So thank you, the beach. Thank you, Andrew, for joining us.
Aubin, if you're wondering if Todd seems to be breaking up, it's not just you.
Okay.
Am I?
There you go.
Hold on. Is that better?
Yeah.
It's one.
Hold on. No, I should be all right.
No, you're better now. You're good
Okay.
now.
All right.
Good,
all right.
You just need to move the mic closer to your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess because probably the background thing probably gets out. So thanks for everyone joining us. Thank you to Beach for the intro. Andrew, thank you for joining us. I hope you're doing well. Am I breaking up again?
It's giving you a thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Miss Blue, how are you doing today?
Good. So excited to be here tonight. You have no idea.
How are you? Are you?
Oh,
This
God,
was a surprise for you.
It was a surprise for me because of my long weekend. I have a short week at work, and I forgot it was Wednesday.
Well, it's called a short memory. She forgot that today was the show until she calls me when she gets home just to chit chat. And then I was like, oh, well, we'll see you in 10 minutes. She goes, what are you talking about? Me and Albin. I said, me and Albin are already on chat waiting on you.
Even when you said that, though, Aubin and I are chatting. I'm like, oh, okay, well, have fun. And then he's like, oh, no, I'm like, damn it.
Yeah. So, welcome. I'm glad you could join us for a little while. Albin, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Hanging in there.
Good. All right. Thank you. Mike's closer to the beer bottle, I think. So we've got, thanks for everyone joining us. We got Sahil jumps in the chat first. We got Jim, Roger, Eddie. Thank you. The Beach, Dalton. Thank you for hanging with us. Diana, I saw she's hanging with us in here today. So we got our handful of people that are normally watching us on a normal. So thank you guys for being so loyal, hanging with us every Wednesday night where we review one movie. And this is a movie. Oh, am I yelling? Am I getting loud again? All right. So thank you. What we do on here is we review one movie each week, and it's a movie picked by the viewers last week. And we'll review this movie, and we welcome you being able to post your thoughts, just like Diana was saying that I was yelling. I'm able to throw their comments over here. So if you have something to say, if you're hanging over in the side chat, we're able to, everyone can see it. And then at the end of the four of us talking, we throw the chat out there or the link so that you can join the panel and you can tell us what you thought of the movie. And the movie this week is The Duke, British movie, I guess. Because it's got two British actors in it, so I just said
Placed in Britain, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'll give it that. So we've got that this week. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to go through the movies that are for next week that are our options. You have till the end of the show to pick whichever movie we have to watch. And also that you got to watch, because if you're going to make us watch it, you need to watch it too. So, so let me go through that first. Let's see here. Let's start over here. So, I'll make this full size. And you're able to vote on Telegram. You're going to be able to vote for which one of these movies coming up is you're going to be able to pick. The first one, Die in a Gunfight. Anyone on the panel want to basically say what this movie's about, or a snippet about it, what it is?
I can.
4.4.
I can tell you what I think I got out of it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Romeo and Juliet.
Um,
It's two families that hate each other and about their kids that fall in love with each other.
Isn't it always like that?
And then we had this guy. He's from Vikings.
Yeah.
The guy from Vikings. Yeah. So.
And the other guy was from Shameless.
Oh, well, yep.
The guy on the right there.
Yeah. This one here. Okay.
And
so
the other girl was from something.
She was
I
from
can't
the
remember.
Percy Jackson movies, and
Okay. All right.
All right, so that's first.
And don't
Oh,
forget the other one. The she looks horrible in this movie, but the one who was from Entourage, Emmanuel Shakiri.
yeah, I think she's
Yeah,
Canadian.
hmm,
is she? Well, she's
I believe
gorgeous.
so.
She's
I
like
believe so.
one of the.
all right.
Oh,
So
4.4. I voted for that one just because I'd already
Mhm.
seen the other good
die in a
ones.
gunfight. Die in
Mhm.
a gunfight. That is one option.
4.4.
Domino Battle
Uh-huh.
of
Jesus
Bones.
Christ.
Well, you don't
So
like Snoop Dogg,
you
I
got
like
Snoop Dogg. This and it's a comedy.
it is.
It was a comedy.
3.7 out of 10. Oh, yeah, Owen. What are you doing?
Yeah,
What are you doing?
it's a comedy about dominoes and being able to play dominoes. Slapstick kind of
Mhm.
movie.
Yeah.
That's what I took away from the. I did watch the
Uh,
trailer on that. I'm probably gonna watch this. I will.
you should watch it.
It,
Anyone who's a fan of Dominoes should watch it. You know, it's like being a fan of Dominoes and like not watching like Friday or something like that. You know what I mean? Because it was really kind of funny.
all right, so Domino Battle of the Bones, and I can't say it like he would have said. All right, then another
Battle of the
movie,
Bones.
Dutch, which was basically a guy that was put up for. He was like, wasn't he found? It's like a crime movie.
Yeah, it was a crime movie. He was a
African drug lord.
drug lord,
Stolen.
Mhm.
and I happen to like it.
Okay, so
And it's up to everyone else.
yeah,
You
a
know,
big
you only get
3.5 on that
25.
one.
Yeah.
All right, then we have Fast and Furious F9, the Fast Saga, which we all know this is the ninth version of Fast and Furious, is the newest one out. We know that everybody was just chomping at the bit for this one. I think we all understand what F9 Fastest Saga over the top, way too much. That is an option. Jungle Cruise, which is a
Mhm.
Disney movie, just came out. What, Friday?
Yeah, I believe it was
Yeah.
Friday.
So Friday.
This is over 2 hours long,
So
just so you know.
2 hours and 7 minutes.
yeah,
Just so you know.
And wait, Andrew says that like he has seen it and he
like
knows
and he
that it was
No.
2 hours and 7 minutes long.
I watched it twice, and I liked it better the second time.
It got put on. It got put on the night for the kids, and I think they watched about the first 15, 20 minutes, and then they got bored.
Yeah.
But they're young kids, so they got
Okay.
no attention spans.
So Jungle Cruise. Next movie that is an option for next week is Midnight in the Switchgrass.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis,
Bill,
so,
and Megan Fox.
and Megan Fox, and it's got the
in the trailer. Her name was above Bruce Willis's.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
Bruce wasn't like the major star in this.
No.
So if you're not a Bruce Willis fan, so you might enjoy watching the movie.
So basically, a serial murderer. The cops are trying to catch a serial murderer. So that's the premise. Yeah, premise of the movie on that is a serial killer movie. The Exchange, which I just watched the trailer on this one. Slapstick comedy of French exchange student that goes to Canada to be an exchange student with a kid, and he's not quite what you expected. Yeah, and it's got snow and it's in Canada. But I want to say that it says it's in the same realm of like what's that, Boris, or no, what's that,
Borat?
Borat. It says kind of like in the comedy of Borat is what
I
somebody
don't know
had
about that. I thought it was it's going to be your life.
It's gonna be my life.
Yeah, so
going back to high school. That's my life. Going back to high school.
No, going to Canada.
Okay, all right. So
and enjoying Canadian weather.
And I'm gonna be there. So I'm gonna be like the exchange student that everybody's fawning over. Is that what you're saying?
No one. Well, not saying everyone's gonna fawn over you, but
I know. I can tell you, Alvin, the girls are going to fawn over him if he turns on the drawl a little bit with the
that's
man. Be like, ooh-wee.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So I got to work on that before I leave.
Um,
Yeah.
it's a good watch. You know, just
Okay.
for another comedy. If because we don't get too many real comedies lately, and especially that this one is a movie that's actually you know you know filmed in Canada about Canada, not like
Mhm.
everything else we've been watching that's filmed in Canada and about everywhere else.
Yeah. True. Good point.
Not as
Good
good
point.
as the
So
package, though.
okay. So the exchange. Then the last option that we have for next week is the Phantom.
Yeah, this
And
one
wasn't
was a
this is a crime story?
it was a
It's a
documentary
documentary.
about this guy who got arrested and put to death row and was
Okay.
killed, and it wasn't him, and it
Oof.
was the other guy that looked exactly like him. It
Ah.
was
Is that all
it was
Hispanics look alike kind of thing?
pardon.
Is that an all Hispanics look alike thing?
Yeah. Well, whether it doesn't matter whether you're Spanish or black, they're gonna
Yeah.
get you if they
No.
want you.
I was
And
waiting for Alvin to
yeah,
like the
well,
ground was right for
that
that one.
that's what it is, and this story, really tells it, and
Okay.
and they to find out the real truth behind it all was
Okay.
kind of amazing.
Okay, so we have Die in a Gunfight, Domino, Battle of the Bones, Dutch, Fast and Furious 9, Jungle Cruise, Midnight in the Switchgrass, The Exchange, and The Phantom. Those are our options for next week, so hurry up and vote on Telegram. The link is down below. If you're watching this, it is in the description. You can click and join the Telegram group, and you're able to vote for this, and we'll pick that before the end of this show. We will know what we have to watch. So
Hmm.
um, let me go ahead and make this a little bit narrower. So what do we got here? Who would like to be first about the Duke? The Duke, which is
I'll go. It don't matter
all
to me.
right. Look at there, Andrew.
Oh, okay.
No, I
I
was
mean,
just saying the Duke.
Thanks,
oh,
Alvin.
I'm sorry, Alvin, not
Okay.
Andrew.
Because they look so
Uh,
much alike.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
I know. I'm
It's from
thinking.
both head
Must be the beard.
Oh yeah, that's
and
what
the
it was.
beard. That's true too, actually. You guys are like a mirrored image of each other, like when you do the reverse in Photoshop there.
Ebony
Oh,
and
reverse.
ivory.
Hey, that's right. Because look at Alban's beard's white,
It totally is, man.
Andrew's
He's
white, and
dark.
look at it's just like they swapped.
Yep,
Okay.
totally.
All right. So, all right, Alban, go ahead. What do we got? The Duke.
The Duke, the original K Master of all time. I really enjoyed this, and I'm hoping that people did also. Um, uh, Helen Mirren and Jim Broadbent, they are perfect together in this movie. I thought, it was a true story about uh, they took the picture of the Duke of Wellington. Um, the I yeah, when he says that, the reason why I keep calling it K Masters, because when he goes, to the police that day, that I modified this set by removing the BBC coil. I saw this and I said, oh, this is the perfect movie for this bunch. I thought it was
There's
great.
gray area there. Yeah, there's definitely
Yeah,
some gray area. There's
yeah.
always some wiggle room for us.
I know we never had people rolling up on as I can't even imagine that happening. You imagine that you got police driving around in cars and being able to say, hey, we're gonna come in your house and see, you don't not paying this tax on this, and we're gonna arrest you for it. I just uh you know the whole story in between there with the 18-year-old daughter that died,
Mhm.
um and the Mirren and Broadbent just really didn't, um you know there was like a break between them because of it.
Yeah, like a
Um,
riff.
a riff. Yeah. Um, bu- 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 I was going to say, imagine having free streams in '61. I laughed at that. Uh, when the snotty girlfriend there, the one that
She was a
said, "Oh, well,
bitch.
I'm gonna," yeah, she was a real bitch. I'm gonna, you know, tell the police on you because she wanted the money. He should have just slapped her right there in the bar. I was so pissed off. Here goes this guy. Willing to. He was willing to do it not for money to him, but
Yeah,
to everyone else to
yeah.
be able to have this. Um, uh, I thought that everyone should have enjoyed the story. The funniest thing was when he said to his son, "You'd lose your balls if they weren't in a bag."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I was crying. I was crying. I was absolutely crying on that. It's funny that all this just like took what 3 months, and then the son confessed at the end of it all. I was just like,
I love that there was a
yeah,
twist to it
yeah, yeah.
because he was in London at the time that it happened, right? Remember, he was trying to go
Yeah,
to BC and everywhere. And
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think the thing that bugged me the most is because we watched this movie that was about something that happened in '61, and then to find out that it wasn't until 2000 that the whole thing with the TV licenses,
Yeah.
were only for the people 75 and older.
Yeah.
was it
They had to be over
2000?
75.
Was it 2000? I thought it was 1975 that they
No,
instituted.
No,
no,
it was
2000,
yeah, and they had to
2000.
be over 75.
Yeah, so I don't know what goes on there now. Maybe Andrew will be able to tell us because I'm dying to know.
Mhm.
Okay, and
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, I was
uh,
distracted.
about the
Free cable
TV,
for
Free
people
the
TV.
yeah the
Oh, for the over 75s.
yeah
Yeah, it was like
yeah
2008 or something that came in.
wow. But what's going on now? Do you still have to pay a fee for
You have to
watching?
pay for a TV license if you've got the BBC.
Wow,
Yeah, that's true.
it's
wow.
like everybody
Oh,
with
is it just
Apple and
BBC or is it like anything that you're gonna
BBC,
watch?
just
Okay,
BBC.
BBC.
wow.
Mm.
But is that like over the air or you don't have like a cable company? Andrew?
Uh, I will be right back. Sorry, I've got to go.
okay.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
all right. He's got emergencies.
Uh-huh.
Emergency in the
The
house.
emergency. Yep. Uh
Get up here.
okay, but that was it for
Okay.
me. I
All
don't
right.
know if Blue wants to go. Yeah, sorry,
All
I
right.
raised my
Yeah.
hand.
Go ahead, babe.
I liked it. The only issue that I had with it was the fact that the trailer made it look like a full-on comedy almost, and it's not. It's a drama, but it's
Hmm.
got some funny parts in it, like his
Mhm.
relationship with his wife. And if I was her, I would have killed him too because couldn't hold down a job and just all this crap that he's pulling. I mean, I get why he's doing it, but at the same time, Jim Broadbent was adorable, like adorable. I wanted to
Yeah.
just squeeze him all the time because he's so cute and so sweet. Like when he was standing up for that the guy at the bread factory, and
Pakistani
like
guy.
yeah, it was very very cool. I loved seeing that. I liked everything about it. It did have quite a bit of funny in it. British humor, sometimes people don't get it, so you might not have found it funny, but for the rest of us that do get it, Jim, like the lines in it are hilarious. Like, yeah, like the balls in a bag section. And just when he finds out that his son took it and it's like his reaction, and he's like, basically was like, fuck off. Like, it was just so funny. But yeah, I liked everything about it. I liked the relationship and how they had the one bad son and then they had the one good son who stole the painting for his dad to be able to get money to help people get these BBC TV licenses. And, you know, And it was cute to see his son find a nice girl. And the other girl, oh my God, she was something else there. I'm surprised they even put up with her. Like, it was just ridiculous. But it was funny that he gets found out because she's getting banged against the wardrobe by her boyfriend there.
Yeah.
And oh my God, that part too, at the very end, it was hilarious how they see the painting in the Bond movie. But no, I really enjoyed it. I love Helen Mirren. I love Jim Broadbent. I think they were genius together. They always are. It's actually made me want to watch another Helen Mirren movie. And look at, like, she looks fantastic in real life. Like, she looked so old in this.
Yes.
Even though they were only supposed to be in their late 50s, right? Is that what it was? Late 50s or early 60s?
I didn't even think it.
I think that's what it was.
I'm thinking because if the daughter would have been what?
Well, the sons looked like 20, and the other one looked like maybe he was like 30. So they're probably in their 50s at the most. But I mean, the way they did her makeup, it looked so cakey and made her look older, right? Because Helen Mirren's a stunning woman, and she's got to be, God, well, she's 70s at least, maybe even 80, or maybe probably 70s. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. So that's it for me.
All right. I'll go ahead and go because Andrew's not here. To be honest, I love this movie. And the reason why I loved it, I love movies that give you a mixture of all kinds of emotions. I like a movie that's going to give you some laughs. It's going to give you some things to reflect on. It's going to give you some things to pull at your heartstrings. It may even make you tear up.
Sorry. Can I say one more quick thing? One of my absolute favorite parts of this movie was the courtroom stuff. The courtroom stuff with him when he had everybody laughing, and you could see even the girl that was like reading the charges at the beginning is a little straight, and then after a while, she's, you could tell they were all so happy when the verdict came down there. Sorry, Todd, go ahead.
Yeah. So I like movies that have a mixture of all those things. I think of Nebraska, one of my favorite movies that we've picked on here, because it had all that mixture. So when a movie does a good job of a good script, puts all those pieces together, and you care about all the actors and all the characters that are in this movie. I love when a movie does this. This movie, I cared about all of the characters, even the jerky son. He even the jerky son, you still kind of cared about him. He played enough, and his role wasn't that big. Yeah, the girlfriend that was getting banged against the wardrobe. Yeah, she was a wench, but she played a good part. You disliked her, so everything played along. Jim's part, he was phenomenal. And if you look at the picture at the end where they show you what the real guy looked like, he casted that perfect. I mean, the casting was beautiful on this because he looked like that guy. And when you said about the Pakistani guy, where the boss comes in and dogs out about the Pakistani guy, he's like, "Hey, you been on break long enough?" And Jim's like, "No, he's been on break the same time as we came together." And he goes, "No, he needs to go back to work." Pakistani guy's like, "All right, I'm out of here," because he knows there's different rules for different people, and he understood that. So he's ready to go back to work. Jim stands up for him. I love how it was like he stood for what's right and what's wrong. It's like, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. Against racism, no matter who it is, because sometimes people say, well, racism against them is okay, but racism against me or some of the people I like is wrong. Where I saw Jim was like, no, that's wrong. Looking out for the little guy with the taxes, looking out with free cable or free the air. And it was when Alban said this is a little bit of like an early dabs. It made me think about, getting TV for free, and the channel is like built on trying to help people save money and stick it to the companies or corporations. I kind of got that. I was like, that is funny. But I thought that they did a really good job with the sets. The set looked good. All the lines were good. And the only Helen got on my nerves a little bit. Just because she was on Jim all the time, even though I understood she was on him because he couldn't hold down the job. So she felt like the responsible one.
Toilets all day. Yeah.
Yeah. And so him and his, flighty ideas of trying to save the world, and she's over there scrubbing toilets. Just
Yeah,
like,
and he's getting
have a
arrested.
little less.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he gets arrested, and she's embarrassed, and like
yeah,
you see where she's coming from.
yeah. So I got it, but I guess she did a good role because I disliked her as because I was like, dang, your man's trying to do that, but I understood. But great, I
But
enjoyed the
what do you
movie.
think about it? 40 years of doing that, though, that would wear on
Mhm.
you a little bit. It's not like he
Yeah,
decided out of the blue
yeah,
to do this now. He was like
yeah.
that his whole life.
Yeah. That's this way he was, and I did like it when he was like, "Well, I took the tube, so I can't get BBC," and it was like, "What? You can't just work around." He goes, "Well, you got to work. I can't get it. So how can you?" And his Helen's getting the money out of it. She's like, "I'm gonna have to
Oh,
pay the
see,
fine."
that was actually one of the funniest parts too. Is when they figure out that she's bought the license, and they're
Yeah.
like, and the bitchy
Yeah.
girl's like, "Why don't you put it back in?" And he's like, "Dad's lost it."
Yeah, he lost the little,
Oh
Yeah.
the
man.
little. But great. I enjoyed it. I thought that this movie did a really good job, a good all around movie. That's what I got, Andrew. Andrew, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, I like this movie as well. It's a nice heartwarming story. The acting was really good. The accents for not my accents were spot on for the most part.
Yeah, you would know better than anybody, eh? What everybody sounds
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Helen Mirren's was the better of the two. His was a little bit like in and out. You could tell he was fleeting back to his accent a few times, but I still really enjoyed him, and I thought he was great. I thought he was great. The Obviously it's like one of those slow paced storytelling movies where it's like a lot of it's not really about what they put in the trailer, like the whole taking the story. It's more about him, their family, and like someone said earlier, there's like the whole story behind like losing their daughter, and he's writing a script that he's trying to. Funny enough, he's trying to send it to BBC to make to make a screenplay, but he doesn't want to watch BBC TV for the TV license, which I just like. I did laugh when it got to that bit because you were saying, Todd, it's like built for this type of audience that we cater to. This is like the polite British version of the way you used to do stuff on a Friday. That but I liked how it was just like a heartwarming, like a nice movie all the way through. There's no like really. I don't know. Like there's a lot of movies that come out recently that are just like that. There's always like that kind of like a downer sometimes. And this is the kind of movie you could just sit at home on a Sunday afternoon with your Sunday dinner. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sit and watch this with your family, and it'd be nice to just have on the background sometimes. They did a really good job with presenting 1960s northeast in Northumberland. They did a good job of like the boats and the boating industry and the all the bloody what you call them, the power plant type chimney things. I can't remember what they call them now. Power plant. I guess power plant. You people across the
Silo.
Yes, they did a good job of like showing that, and like a lot of the stuff they mentioned, like a lot of the places they mentioned, I was like, yeah, I know where all these places are. I've been to these places. And then the guy comes in with the when they're doing the thing for the BBC, and they're there for the TV license, and he's took the coil out saying, "Oh well, I can't receive BBC, so I shouldn't have to pay the license." And then the guy comes in with the camera, and he's like, "He's from the Evening Chronicle." I was like, "The Chronicle! I read that paper." But I agree with what Sean said. That the best parts are the courtroom scenes. And there's one really good part in it as well. Like, there's a good quote in it where he says to his when he's being questioned, and he's talking about how he was telling a story about how he was lost at sea, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
and he was like saying he had faith, and he was like not in God but in people. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh bless, like this guy's just a really nice guy. And he's like, you are, and he started going, oh, you are, I am not me without you, and you're not me without, no, you're not you without me.
Mm-hmm.
Like what makes me makes you you, and whatever. I was
Yeah.
getting a bit lost in the quote, but it was a good
Yeah.
quote. But I was getting a bit confused. Something crawling across my floor there.
Sorry, Andrew, can I interrupt just for 1 second? Because you made me think of something and I'll forget it if I don't. Another one of my favorite scenes in the courtroom was when his defense attorney was doing the final statement. And he talks about how, your neighbor borrows your lawnmower. It's not really theft, though they don't give it back. And his very last line is, but he is a really good neighbor.
Yeah.
And it's true, though, like how kind he is.
Mm-hmm.
He did that for other people. He didn't do it for himself. He did it to help other people out, which he's a really good neighbor. I was like, oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, the comedy in it as well. It wasn't like in your face comedy. It was just like subtle,
Yeah.
like pleasing comedy and there wasn't too much of it to put you off.
Yeah.
Like the obviously the courtroom scene when he's like just doing his play and he says not guilty, and that guy goes yes, and the judge is like, "Oh, just so anybody who doesn't know how courts work, that's just the plea, not the verdict."
Yeah.
And I even laughed when it did the big reveal that his son was the one that stole the picture, and then like he was like, "Well, what did your dad say?" And then it just cut to them in the bedroom, and his dad was just like, "Oh fuck." He's like, "Are you mad?" He was just swearing, and then he was just looking at it. He was like, "Where's the?" He goes, "When we're seeing it in the gallery, it had a frame. Where's the frame?" And he's like, "Oh, I left it under my bed in me digs." And he just looks at it and goes, "It's pretty ugly, isn't it?"
Yeah.
It's not very good, is
It's
it?
not very good.
No, it's not very good. It's like I like the whole crusade of him, like just wanting to help older people, old age pensioners that couldn't afford to pay for a TV license, which is ridiculous anyway, and also the veterans and that who shouldn't have to pay for that kind of crap anyway. Like, why would you want to? I don't get why you need to pay to watch the crap that the BBC peddles out anyway. It's like Fox or whatever. It's just ridiculous.
No, it gets to this. All right, so we have the what's it, PBS, which is the public broadcasting system. No commercials. PBS is it's supported by viewers. You can donate, as well as taxpayer pays for that. So we have a non-commercial network in the U.S. Now it doesn't. I mean, the PBS shows Sesame Street and shows other stuff, but it's not. It has no commercials, so I don't know if you necessarily need a tax, but what's probably happened is the government's not had to pay for the BBC, so they're like, well, why should we? So we'll just continue. Let's stick it to the people.
Yeah. No, I was just like, I just wanted to say the last couple of things before I forget them, which I've already started to forget some of them actually. There was something I was going to say that slipped my mind now. But yes, it was a nice. The acting was really good in it. I liked everybody in it. They all did a good job. They did a good job with the time period and the location. It was spot on. The accents was Helen Mirren's accent was bang on. His was a little bit off, but still good. And obviously the rest was champion, as he says. The one bit that I did chuckle at was when the police are first looking into it, and they get this expert woman in, and she's reading the letter, and she's like, obviously, she's talking about his grandma and stuff like that, and like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, he's obviously self-taught. He'll be in his late 50s, and he'll be the guy that he'll be really helpful in his community. And he'll be the guy that does the goes on politic crusades and like does like stuff like that, and she's bang on with that, and they're like, oh
yeah.
And then
they blow her off.
Okay, and then they blow her off, and they just talk about how nice her horse is, and then they go, yeah, it's definitely the Italians.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. He did. Yeah, cause she was right too.
He was bang on for sure.
Well, yeah, I liked it. It was a nice movie.
It was. That's a keeper. I'll be keeping that one.
All right, I'm going to throw the link over
Wait,
here
wait.
for any of our friends that want to jump in.
Robin.
Yeah, go ahead, Albin.
Andrew, I just really would. I've been waiting to find out more about this whole TV tax thing that
Oh,
you guys
God.
got going on over there. You know, do you still have it? How much is it approximately?
Yes, we still have it, and I do not do the bills in my house. I just pay the money.
Okay.
I just give the money out, and
Just like
the
every
rest
other
gets
man
sorted.
around here.
Exactly. I've got a very capable woman who is in charge of everything, and
Mhm.
Todd's probably going to find that out when he moves to Canada.
Oh yeah, he will.
But it's good.
He will.
I-
You just hand the money
how,
over. You just say
look,
how
No,
much.
no, no.
How much do you
We've
look-
been
need?
down that
And you
road
pass
before.
look how straight she got him just to get the paperwork for him to get there. Okay, you got to give her credit for that.
100% true.
That is very true. I can't argue that, but no, we're both going to handle our own money. I've already been down that road, so we'll both have our money.
No, we're not.
I-
We're gonna
I-
have a lump sum one,
Yeah.
and then we're each gonna have our own little spending ones.
So in
Yeah,
other
Yeah.
words,
that's how we do it.
Blue wants to be able to buy her gadgets.
Yep, and not have to ask Todd's permission for it. Yes, and Todd can do
But
the same.
I was
Yep.
wrong. It's not just it's not just for BBC.
No?
I think I don't know if it used to be or not, but it's just like for any live TV or
Wow.
online. Like that, if you watch, you can have a TV and not pay for a license, but then as soon as you start watching live television or like recording programs and stuff like that, then you need. Or if you're watching like BBC iPlayer or ITV Hub online,
Uh-huh.
and then you need a license. So.
Wow. Wow.
All right. We'll go ahead and jump over here to. We got some of the. Yep.
Just really quick, can you just read? And once you're done introducing the boys, can you just read in our side chat in here, please?
Yeah, babe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I saw that.
So Roger, what's up? What's up? Thank you for joining us. What was your thoughts on the Duke?
I really enjoyed this movie for the same reason that everybody else that before me enjoyed it. Good acting, great script, was funny enough to be considered a comedy, and it was heartwarming. Helen Mirren was awesome. Jim, whatever his last name is, was great in it. My favorite line, I'm surprised that nobody. Usually, my favorite line gets picked before I get to talk, but this time I get to say it. When he was in the courtroom, and the judge says he was trying to figure out where the picture frame was that he had left under his bed, supposedly, and he said, "Well, it's next to the bucket shop." And he says, "Well, what was the address of the bucket shop?" And his response was, "Do you need a bucket?"
Yeah.
Which I thought was very cute and funny. Again, for the same reasons you guys all liked the movie. He stood up for the little guy, and he was just the quintessential starving artist at heart. Just doing everything for his art, and his art happened to be screenplays that weren't very good. And that happens with artists sometimes. Sometimes their art is terrible, but they still will give it their all because it's their art. And it's just the type of person he was. And I thought it was a really good movie. And I had watched it before last week, so I knew that Eddie was going to love it because I'm pretty sure it was set in his time period that he lived in England, and I knew he was going to love the sets and the scenery. So I'm excited to hear Eddie's review of the movie. So that's about all I have to say. I thought it was great, and I did enjoy it. Thanks for asking.
All right. Thank you, Roger. Eddie's, welcome. Thank you for joining us again.
Okay, thanks, Raj. I have to. Okay, I watched this movie twice. There's two reasons why. I started watching it at the beginning, and I started seeing a lot of things that I remember a lot of things, and I said I can't, watch it, the movie as the actors are playing. I got to watch the movie and see all the things that I could remember. So I started watching it like that. Then after I came back and I started watching the movie as, with the acting and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Acting was beautiful. The comedy was out of this world. But there's a lot of things in there that I saw. Oh man, it's like I went to a time warp. I don't know. I saw things that I thought I completely forgot. But I remember we used to pay the BBC tax for the TVs, and we all at that time period also we had to pay. We didn't have like electricity like everybody else here. We had to pay money in the meters. I don't know if Andrew remembers that. He's too young for that.
Come on.
There was gas meters you had to pay too. Like you put a shilling in the meter to get so many minutes of gas. Shilling or
Wow.
10p to get so much electricity.
Wait a minute. So you had to go outside like a parking meter and put money in?
No, it's in your house. The meter
It's in your house like a parking meter, though.
Like a
Yeah.
parking meter.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, you're
Still
watching
got,
TV. You could
still got
watch TV. Huh?
They've still
What's
got
that?
they've still kind of got that in like my first flat that I used to live in, and we had like a little meter key, and you'd put money on it, and then you'd plug it into the meter, and it would give you like obviously electricity and stuff.
Oh,
Put
hell
like £10
no.
on
Oh,
the
yeah.
on the thing.
Hell no.
Go put
Yeah,
some
you
more
can still
money
do
on
that.
my
You can do
card.
that.
Are you?
You can do that, or you could pay for like the way I do it now. But it wasn't great.
Wow.
Okay.
But another thing they were watching TV in the living room, and in England, a lot of people live in. You know, they have their meals in the living room on their lap. They don't, go in. They don't have a kitchen to go to, so they eat it in the lap. And finally, they turned around, and when they were talking about the tax, and all of a sudden you can see on the TV, it was the beginning of Coronation Street. That blew me away because in the old days in Coronation Street, all the opening scenes were filmed from my town, Bolton. So that blew me away. Then after, well, I found a couple of mistakes in the movie. One of the scenes they were looking, let's say, the long end of the street, and it showed you like Andrew was talking about the power chimneys, okay? But those weren't power chimneys; they were chimneys from cotton mills. And it wasn't real ones. They were like a painting that was just put at the end of the street, you know? And then all of a sudden, they're walking around. And I see a guy walking around with a horse and a buggy. And that blew me. That was called a ragbone man. You'd pick up all the scrap.
I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah. You know, you see the ragbone man going around. I remember me and my brother used to go steal lead off roofs because in England the shingles are all held on with a little piece of lead bracket. We'd rob the lead and sell it to the ragbone man to get comics, pop and gum and things like that.
Wait a minute. So you're sabotaging people's roof for a comic book.
For a comic book.
Hey.
Hey, they're still around. Them.
Wow.
Those guys are still around. They just call them the Scrap Man now.
Yeah.
Wow.
But another one I saw, they were walking along the street, and I saw houses were boarded up like my house was boarded up when I went back before they demolished it. And all of a sudden they passed another street, and there was a woman. She's washing the entrance door, the entrance brick to the door to the house with a stone. They called that a donkey stone. And I'm looking at that. I'm saying, gee whiz, I said, how many people do you walk down the street? You see women doing the same thing every day, doing the flagstone, and you see that the stone in the houses were worn out in the middle. It wasn't because of people going in; it's because of people. When I went back and seen the movie, I loved the movie. The acting was like out of this world. The comedy was really subtle, which is real English subtle comedy. I liked it when he was he was all dressed in white. He was dressed in white and he was in a bakery. Well, we used to have a bakery not too far from where I live. When the bakery started making bread, I could smell it. It was called Warburton's, and so we used to go in there and like steal bread and cookies and things like that. We do everything.
See, I'm already getting a bad whole image. You done first. You're sabotaging people's rules or comics, stealing bread. I mean,
well, that
you
was
guys
the
are
way,
criminals. You guys were criminals.
That was part of life in the '60s in England. You do what you can do. But
It was good.
I watched it twice, and I really loved it. Really loved it. I'd even watch it another time.
Yeah.
Did you say, Andrew? You said something?
Oh no, I was just going to say it was good when he was working for the taxi company.
Oh,
Yeah.
And he was giving all the war veterans free rides, and the woman was like, I'm running a business, like not a charity. And he's like, well, just take it out of my pay. And she goes, well, why don't you just fuck off?
Yeah.
And then she answers the phone. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
answers the phone all nice as pie, and then turns to him and holds the thing over and says,
Okay, and another thing that blew me away. You know when she was cleaning the toilet?
Mhm.
Okay, well, at my house, we didn't have the toilet in the house. The toilet was in the backyard at the end.
"Jesus."
So that like the house they lived in was a little bit more modern than when I was.
I'm waiting for him to say, do you remember that, Andrew?
Yeah.
So, all right. Thank you, Eddie.
I'm happy to say I've always had a toilet. That's lucky. myself.
Me too.
All right, the beach.
I got 3 in my house. Okay.
All right, hold on. Let's get the beach and let him roll up in here. What's up, the beach? Thank you for joining us.
I enjoyed the movie. I mean, it wasn't a fast-paced movie, but it had a good story to it, and I really enjoyed the story to it. So it wasn't like every cookie-cutter movie you see coming out nowadays. I mean, there's some history to it. Made me look up Wikipedia, made me look him up to read more about him and stuff. But, you guys said one thing I found funny after he lost his job at the bakery. He stopped at the store and asked for a loaf of bread. He said, could you kind of mark it up on the end?
Yeah, damage it.
So it would look like damage it. So he took it home to his wife.
Pie.
Yeah, it was a pie.
Exactly.
Pork pie. Yeah.
So I mean, it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. And like I said, the guys was like the original sticking it to the television companies.
Mhm.
So it was an enjoyable film. I liked it.
Did you notice also that it had that feel, reminded me of a 60s movie? The way that those the movie, like the frames would come in, it reminded me of, remember James Bond or something did that, where it would like the picture was here, then it would come over, and then this one would push it over there. That framing.
That was more Mission Impossible.
Yeah, it was like, I was like, a different way of filming, and I did like that. It gave it that 60s look, that 60s feel, I guess. So
It's crazy. It's crazy as well when he's talking about how much the cost the British government paid to keep that painting in the country, and he's like, that could have paid for that could have paid for TV licenses for hundreds of like veterans and elderly
it was like
people.
3,500. It was like, wasn't it 3,500 that he wanted?
And it just makes you realize, like, the government, they'll pay for a painting, but they won't pay to look after the veterans that like went across and fought wars for them. It's just it's mad. Like you have to pay to watch. It's like that's why I'm glad, like, this campaign that he started, and it's like it grew into what it did, and then people over 75 don't have to pay for the license anymore. But it's just crazy that would happen in the first place.
What age do people normally retire there? At 65 or 75?
It used to be 65. I think I'm going to be dead before I can retire.
Wow.
Yeah, they keep pushing it up even for us.
I'll probably be in.
Except for Albert, who's already retired.
I'll be in the coffin, and me boss will be at me wake asking me family if they've got someone that can cover me shift.
Andrew's supposed to be here. Do you got someone to cover for him?
Put us down as sick or something.
You know he's going to get written up for this, right?
Yeah, right.
That's his third sick day in a row.
Yeah. So, all right. So, great thing. So we got that going. We'll go ahead and because we're rolling at 51 minutes. Again, great movie. We're going to go through the panel to say player pass in the way that you judge it, player pass. And everyone that's in the chat has already done this. So would you recommend this to somebody? Would be a play. If you would not want to recommend this to a friend of yours, that would be a pass. So we're going to run through. We'll start with the beach player pass on this, bud.
We give it a play.
He gets a double play over there. Blue, are you there? Or are you going to get some eat? All right, we'll come back to her.
Play.
Yeah, I think she did. All right, Roger, player pass on this.
It was a play for me. In fact, I'll watch it again in the future.
Okay, yeah. What about you, Eddie?
Oh, it's got to be a super play.
Oh, super play. Yeah. All right. What about you, Andrew?
Yeah, I'll give it a play.
You give it a play. Miss Blue?
I'm a definite play on that one. That's a keeper.
Okay, good job. Aubin?
I'm a play.
You're a play.
Glad everyone liked it.
Yeah, and I give it a play. Also, I know that I saw Jim gave it a pass because Jim said that he was very bored watching this.
I can see how people could get bored. It's not your type of movie. Like a lot of people like fast-paced stories and stuff, and this is like a Sunday afternoon movie.
Yeah,
that was fast-paced about this movie.
I did have some concerns about that after last week. Everybody complained about how slow that movie was. I was like, "Oh goodness, there's another slow one. I'm not sure this is gonna fly."
You just got to take into the context of what type of movie it is and what you should expect.
Yeah. Well, but I also think that with this movie, even though it was slow, it was a good screenplay. I felt like the screenplay was good. I felt like the acting was good. You felt like the storyline and the message behind it. There was so many things that even if it's slow, if you have all of those things together, it still can be slow paced and you can enjoy it if it has those other things. But if it's slow paced and you're missing the script or the acting is just you're off. But to me, Jim, the main character in it, I mean, he was very captivating. He held my attention, and I tend to be somebody that likes a little bit more action, but he held my attention because his heart was so big, and he acted the part. I mean, this to me seemed great. So,
did anybody have to put any subtitles on that?
No, actually, I was close. I will say near the beginning. At the beginning, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be hard." Because
Can I just tell you?
Yeah.
Obviously, I watched this movie today because I like to watch things last minute, as you know. But I'm sitting watching this movie, right, and I'm telling my partner about it that it's set in Newcastle, and I said I'm gonna be so interested to find out who out of all you lot had put subtitles on, because I was like, they're all just like American and Canadian. They'll probably have. I said they should be able to understand it because they have to listen to me every week. But I was thinking Auburn might have had subtitles on, to be honest.
No, I actually didn't. Both times I watched it, so
they did well.
Yeah,
they did well.
At the beginning, I will say the first 5 minutes, I was a little bit shaky because when he was talking and he was talking kind of quick, and some of the slang he was using, I wasn't sure what words he was using. I was like, I'm thinking, and I was like,
champion pet.
I was like, no, I'm not going to turn subs on. I'm just going to push my way through. And then I got with the roll with it, and there wasn't too many words that they said that I didn't catch. But yeah, it was close. It was a close one. So all right, so we have pretty much Albin. What on Telegram? What was this movie voted
I was looking at
for everybody?
I know there were 2 passes, and I think, but I have to change it to 1 because the Beach said that he did I think he put the wrong one in.
Okay.
And so that was hold on, I'm trying to get to it right now. Oh, where are you? I thought it was 10 to 1 maybe.
Okay.
And as for stars, I gotta get to that. So
Yeah, we've got player pass on Telegram, and then you can give it stars. So if you had like a soft play, you could give it 2 stars. So it's got a rating system. Not only player pass, you can actually give it stars.
yeah, as for stars, we have 1 1 star, 2 3 stars, 6 4 stars, and 1 5 star.
Okay,
So
all
the
right.
majority was a play.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
4 and 5s. So
Yeah.
yeah, good film. So if you guys have not seen this, we as the panel as well as people have been watching them, it did get more votes for a play than it did for passing. So highly recommend this movie. Don't expect this is not Fast and Furious 10. So just put that out there. Don't expect this to be a Fast and Furious type of movie,
Mhm.
but it was good. Jim says that he watched Jolt, which I have watched
Yeah.
also.
Oh, by the
Um,
way, I want to
Yep.
let him know. Well, anyone who's in the room knows that he got himself a star for doing extra credit this week. So more power to you, brother. Thanks.
Yeah, and also on that on the episode section for Jolt, in any of the other movies that we don't, if we pick it or don't pick it, you're able to actually comment on a particular movie, so you can actually have a conversation or comment about Jolt, your thoughts, even though it's not part of the show. On Telegram, you can post, and then people can say, like, I did watch Jolt, and I've talked about it and talked about what I liked about it, some of the shortcomings that I felt like that movie had, but definitely Kate. She looks so she
Mhm.
she. I can't believe she's almost 50 years old.
Yeah,
I
she's
can't believe
almost 50.
I
And she
can't
looks
believe it.
incredible.
I don't know how she does. She's found the fountain of youth or something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so we got that. So we got that. We're gonna go ahead. We're rolling up close to 60 minutes. Alban, what is our pick for next week?
Jungle Cruise.
Jungle Cruise. Okay.
Disney wins again.
Disney.
Disney is up to their stuff.
Yeah, all right, hold on a second. Let me pop this up here for everybody. So
I blame you, Aubrey.
Huh?
I blame you for the picks. I
So
blame you
this-
for the picks because there was nothing else I could
But
vote for,
you
and I
didn't-
no
you didn't
way I
wa-
was going
but
to
you
watch Fast and Furious.
I actually voted for Fast and Furious because I wanted us to just tear it up.
Tara, I thought about that also.
I did. I voted
Yeah.
because I wanted us to eat it up.
That's what I voted for, so I could bitch about it.
Yeah.
He wanted to add to his tombstones of shame.
Uh-huh.
So, all right. So this is the movie for next week, y'all. Jungle Cruise. So go ahead and get your cruise on. That will be next week. So this is a Disney movie, and I think Blue. One of the things that Blue told me about this, and I did mention it to somebody at work when we were talking about this movie. She said this is an old style Disney type movie. It had that old style feel, not your modern day Disney feel. So that was one of the things, and that kind of resonated with me. So I thought maybe it'd be easier for me to watch this.
Emily Blunt.
So,
and then
all right.
Blunt. Yeah. Yeah.
So all right, so
I'm sure I'm gonna like it better than the last Emily Blunt movie that we watched.
oh gosh,
No,
yeah.
Come on.
So all right, so we have that. We'll run quickly through the people on the panel. Quick things. Anybody's got anything to say? The Beach. Anything you want to say before we roll?
No. Hopefully, I like Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, I hope you do too. We don't need another tombstone. Eddie, anything you want to say before we go?
Have a good one.
Thank you, bud. Roger.
Thanks for the invite. Always a blast. That's about it. See y'all next week. And
Okay.
I'll see you Friday, actually.
Yeah, we'll be here Friday. We should be here Friday. Blue, hey, you back yet?
Have a good night, everybody.
Okay, so good night. What about you, Andrew?
Goodbye. I've still got kids that are still awake.
Yeah.
You can get them.
Auburn.
Get those kids to sleep. Thanks for everyone being out there. See you all in the after show. I don't know if they're gonna put up the link to them later, or if anyone else wants to still talk. Since we're moving the show along. All right.
Okay,
See you
awesome.
guys later.
Yep. Thank you, Aubin. I will throw the link out there for anybody. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I got to figure out what I'm going to do about that. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We rated The Duke, which was a play for us. All a majority of us was a play. Jungle Cruise is our movie for next week, so please be sure to watch that before next week so that you're able to comment, give your thoughts, and tell us what you thought and what was good and bad about this particular movie. Friday, we should have a show Friday. I do work Friday, so it's not my normal schedule. So we should have a show Friday. I have an idea about a show, but I've got to see if I can sort out the guests for that show. So we'll see you Friday, and then we'll also see you next Wednesday. Both shows are at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 p.m. there in the UK. Is that right, Andrew? 9? Is that what time I am?
10.
Come on, 9 or 10?
10.
10.
10 is
Yeah.
5 hours.
10.
Yeah, so come on, 10. So thanks for y'all watching, and we'll see y'all on the next